Live. Good evening, everybody. We are live from the launching pad here in South Central Indiana. We have a matchup of the South Central Satellites and the Dragons of Argos High School. Raina, what are we looking at today here in this matchup? I know we got the Warner player spotlight coming up, but I want to get a quick analysis from you and then Dusty before we get into that.
Right, it's going to be a tough one for the satellites. Just purely looking at the stats that we have, Argos is 12-5, while we're 4-13. We had a very close game not too long ago either that we just couldn't pull out. So I think it's going to take a lot. I would say they have to lessen their mistakes. I think that's the big thing that satellites get. They get a little too chaotic, then they make a lot of mistakes. So I think if they can tone that down for this game, they'll be able to stay in it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a tough day for South Central, seeing the records for both teams, Argus being 12-5, of course, and South Central, they haven't had the season that they would like to have had at 4-13. But I mean, the key player of the game for the Satellites is definitely gonna be Jay Huerta, because I mean, last game, even though they had took an L, Jay Huerta, he was doing almost everything for this ball club. He had, I think, around 20 points. He averages like 13 points per game on the season. And so I think that Jay Huerta, he has to have a huge game today for South Central to have a chance.
Yeah, Dusty, I agree with you, and that will send us straight into our Warner's player spotlight. We've got one for each team. We'll start off with South Central, and that's your guy, Jay Huerta. He dropped 27 in the Satellites' previous game. He almost single-handedly carried them to that victory.
JJ Morris over to Regan.
And here is his highlight tape.
Reset Morris right wing three. Got it. JJ Morris over to Regan. Fegans reset Morris right wing three. Got it. JJ Morris.
Just a consistent bucket all game from three. Off the screen here. Pass. And then for the Argos, we got JJ Morris. He had himself a nice little night in their last game, putting up, I believe it was 16. Yeah, 16 for JJ Morris in their previous game. These two I like matching up against him. Offensively, I don't know if the defensive matchup, if they're placed against each other, would be good, but it's going to be an offensive show if both of them are going off tonight. Raina, Dusty, what do you guys think about the two?
Right, as we just saw, they're both range shooters. So for the Satellites, they're going to have to extend. I think what they're going to do most of the time is an extended half-court man defense. They did a really good job of the last game of not losing their man, which I think that was a huge issue they had at the beginning of the season. I think they can keep it up in this game too. It looked pretty solid last game.
Yeah, and I mean, so Jay Huerta, yeah, he had 27 last game. That's ridiculous, especially in high school. So I mean, yeah, he is gonna be the X factor for them today. But I also think that they really need to tighten up on their defense, because I mean, last game, for most of the game, they were really good on defense. There was just a few possessions where they could have done a couple things better, and I mean, they could have squeaked out that win against the Senators.
That would have been a nice little victory to have. I think that would have done a lot for morale. I still think it's high, honestly, even off a loss. To have a freshman guard put up 27 like that, that's got to have the guys thinking they have some shot to win some ball game down the stretch, either tonight or their final matchup on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, of course, I'm sure the coach is ecstatic that he has a freshman already being able to be a leader and really direct the team. He's on the court most of the time. He rarely comes off. He only gets off for a break. So he's I'm not going to say I don't think the team will be shaped around him, but I do think that he is kind of setting a standard for the team as a freshman this year.
Yeah, and I mean, so Colton Bennett, towards the beginning of the season, he was having a pretty good season, but I mean, he hasn't had the season that he would want to, after those first couple of games. I think Jay Huerta has just been taking over, and I mean, Colton Bennett, I think he really needs to step up in this game as well.
Yeah, it'd really be nice for them to have a two-headed attack here. I don't think a one-headed Jay Huerta effort is going to get it done. It did not get it done last week. And the Argos the Dragons are a good team. So I just don't see one player getting it done for South Central.
Right, and they know who's their leading scorer. There's tons of footage. Obviously, it's late in the season. They know who they need to guard. So the Satellites are going to have to figure out a way of having to get their offense going when Huerta is getting locked down on defense.
No,
and same goes on the other end. The Satellites need to be able, to stop their top shooter and lock them down on defense.
Yeah, and I mean, for rebounds, I mean, Braden Lautenbach, I think that he really needs to step it up on the inside. He needs to, block out as much as he can and, go for those rebounds because, of course, he's the leading rebounder on this team. And, I mean, I think he'll be huge as well.
And for the Dragons, they had 3 players score over 15 in their previous game. They had Morris go for 16, Stults for 17, and Richard for 17 as well. All of those guys shooting over 50%. It's going to be tough. I mean, having 3 players like that for the Dragons that are able to score at will. It's going to be. We're going to have to see some perimeter defense, like Raina said early. Otherwise, it could get out of hand.
Right, and when Dusty was talking about rebounds, offensive rebounds are huge for the Satellites. They don't have great shooting percentage. They like to shoot threes. Their percentage isn't that great. So they oftentimes need a second or third chance on their offense to get a shot to go in.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the last game, I think that offensive rebounds were a huge reason why they were still in the game. I mean, because, I don't remember how many there were, but they had like at least 15, 20 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, yeah, because most of their points came off of second chance points, Raina.
Yeah. Yeah, they had kind of like a lid over the rim on both sides. It was there. They took the right shot. They were almost there, but it just wouldn't go in. There's even a shot I think Huerta took, and it literally went halfway down the rim and then popped out. So it seems like they don't have the best of luck with their shots, but that's just going to take a little bit more focus and obviously more practice.
Yeah, I mean, that shot by Huerta, yeah, it was definitely halfway down, and I mean, it just came out, and for him to have 27 despite that luck, for the Satellites, I think Jay Huerta, he's a promising freshman for the South Central Satellites.
And that's good to see going forward. Go ahead, Raina.
Oh, yeah. So, no, you go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that having, like you said earlier, having a freshman going forward gives them something to build on going into next year. You don't like to have, Colton Bennett's a junior, I believe. And he was someone who they looked at early on in the season as they're one of their best players. And so now if they're able to build on the both of them, I think next season you look for South Central to compete, not unlike they're doing this season.
Right. And I think as a team, you're looking ahead right now. It's kind of the point in the season where, things aren't looking good, but you are working hard for a reason, right? You're working hard for your upperclassmen, for your seniors. But you're also working hard for yourself so that when you, next year, that you will have the experience and the the courage to, maybe be starting on the varsity team as a younger freshman or sophomore.
Yeah, I mean, experience is definitely huge in this game. Basketball is usually all about experience. There's that rarity, of course, like Jay Huerta. He's barely a freshman and he's doing this, but I mean, most of the shining players on every team are usually like juniors, especially seniors. So I mean, experience is definitely key for the satellites this year, as Jay Huerta will go into his sophomore year next year.
3
it's
years
looking
of
like
development.
we're about to start doing a lineup.
Yeah, it looks like shoot around is coming to a close here. Referees are getting set.
What do you guys think the keys of the game are going to be?
Well, one of my big ones is going to be perimeter defense for South Central. That was something they looked at 2 games ago, and they weren't able to do. Versus Morgan Township, I believe, and they got down early. They were not able to hit their shots on the other end. So perimeter defense number 1, but then also following that up and going down the other way and hitting shots when, to gain momentum. Momentum will be a big thing as well. What about you, Raina?
I think the satellites can kind of fall into a hole and get behind. As we even saw the last game, it was a low scoring game, but overall the satellites seemed pretty far ahead by halftime. But they came back, they went to a rut. It was tied up, and they were down, and they just couldn't squeak it out in the end. So the satellites need to be able to keep control of the floor and respond well to the other team's offense.
Yeah, and I think one key to getting a win here today is, I mean, they really gotta stop JJ Morris. He's kind of Jay Huerta's counter, because Jay Morris is actually averaging 19.9 points a game this season. And so if South Central can limit JJ Morris here today, then I think that would be a huge win for them.
Both of those, I agree. South Central, they're not out of this game. The records really don't matter. As you saw last game, all it takes is one player to get hot, and South Central can compete. It's just keeping up that offense and, matching defense as well.
And I think they do have the players to finish well. As we see Strauss a lot, he has a lot of energy. He's super athletic. He plays a ton of sports. He's out there and he's aggressive on the court. And he's pretty vital for them in the fourth quarter. So I'm hoping maybe he could get a little hot towards the end and hopefully get some more points up, because he's also a very talented player, I think.
Yeah, and I think one player that really needs to step up in this game is going to be Colin Ward, because, I mean, we saw him last game. He had a couple of clutch free throws, and I feel like if he looks for his shot more, he can really score the ball. But, I mean, you see, especially in last game, that he doesn't really he's not really aggressive. And I think that, that holds him back. So I think Colin Ward, if he can be aggressive, then they might have like a 3-way threat for the satellites.
Yeah, I agree. Towards like the middle to beginning portion, I feel like Ward was a lot more of a player on the team. He did a little bit more, and you're right. I think he's kind of fallen off just a little bit. He's not playing badly. It's just he's not like standing out, I guess.
We're almost getting ready here for lineups. Looks like a quick performance from the cheerleaders, and then we will be into lineups and then tip-off here from the launching pad, South Central Indiana.
All right, what are you guys have to do your bets on who you think is going to win tip-off?
I mean, I kind of want to wait until I see the heights on both of them, you know?
All right, all right. We'll wait till
Just
they line up.
looking at the heights on the matchup sheet, my guess it'll be Lautenbach on the tip, or grass. I'm gonna guess Lautenbach. He is 6'4". My guess for them, it'll either be Luke Stults or JJ Morris at 6'5" or 6'6". I'm gonna take the Dragons on this one, but we shall see.
All right.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna have to agree with you. I would go with the Dragons.
I think there's definitely potential there for Lautenbach. I believe that he will get the tip. But on the other side, I mean, I guess they got a couple inches on Lautenbach, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see if this is a pressing game. I know the Satellites struggle with that. It really disrupts their offense. Also, them pressing, it could be good. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes they don't get in the right spot, and then they get a fast break. Fast breaks are also very bad for the Satellites. Sort of when that pace is increased, not due to themselves, it sort of gets chaotic for the Satellites, and it creates a lot of errors. Small things like turnovers, missing their shots a little bit more. No one gets open. So I think they really have to focus on controlling the pace of the game.
I agree. And they're about to do the national anthem here from the launching pad. We will join them in a moment of silence.
Maybe turn it up a little bit if you can.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a good national anthem here from the launching pad. We are
Yeah, their flag is kind of fancy.
It was falling down like that. South Central here has a good start.
First three Argos Dragons. At 1'4", the 6'5" sophomore, number 23, Luke Stults.
Luke Stults, the first starter out for the Dragon.
5'10" senior, number 21,
Elijah Osborne, number 2.
And another 4, the 6'6" senior, number 5, JJ Morris.
The senior JJ Morris, your Warner Spotlight player of the game.
Junior, number 33, Sean Richard.
Sean Richard.
Senior, number 3, Nate Manikowski. Dragons are coached by Jason Green.
And here now, the fans getting rowdy for your South Central Satellites here at the All-Star Auto pregame show.
Junior, number 23, Regan.
Braden Grass, the 6'2" senior.
At one guard, a 5'11" sophomore, number 15, Clayton Stroud.
Clayton Stroud now, the next one announced.
At another guard,
Number 15.
Junior, number 3,
Derek Welsh in the starting lineup tonight. Colin Ward, number 4.
Rounding out the guard, 5'11" is freshman, number 14.
And the man himself, last but certainly not least, fresh off a 27-point performance. That's Jay Huerta, rounding out your starting lineup for the Satellites. As the cheerleaders clear off the court, we are set for tip-off here from the launching pad. Morris going up against Graff.
Dang. That's a tall
Who we
kid.
got?
Number 5.
So yeah, now seeing the height on both of them, I'm going Argos.
It's kind of nice. I like this closer up angle. Like we could really see the court a lot better. I feel like in the players.
Yeah, you can see the numbers
A
better.
nice view we got here, Raina. And here we go. J.J. Morris winning the tip.
Yeah, there it
And the
is.
Dragons are set to bring it up here now. Left side. Here we go. We got Elijah Osborne now down low. He's kicking. A shot is up. Off. Rebound is good. That's J.J. Morris on the offensive rebound for the Dragons. Pushing up quickly now for the Satellites. Here we go. We are backing down. We got Clayton Straw kicking up top. Braden Grass pulling the triple early. No good. Rebound to the Dragons. They push up quickly. Layup is up and in. Nate Manikowski and a quick whistle from the Satellites as they see something early they do not like and want to address it.
Yeah, and
you
I mean-
see they're out in a 2-3. It looked pretty good until they passed it in the middle and got that rebound.
Yeah.
Offense, I would say that was a good shot, but very off.
Yeah, I think it was a good timeout here early. I mean, Argos already got off to a really good start. They got a bucket, and then they got a stop, and then they got another bucket. I mean, like, it just seemed like it was so quick that I think the timeout was great timing there for South Central.
Right, yeah, because they don't want to get this, too far ahead of them at the very beginning.
Yeah, and I mean, how you said that shot, I mean, it was kind of open. You know, I think Braden Grass, he could have probably knocked that down, but unfortunately didn't go.
And we are back off coach's timeout. Quick 30-second. Straw now top key. He kicks Huerta. Right side. Shot is up from Straw and off. Again, South Central getting the offensive rebounds here early. Another shot is up and off. Fighting for it is South Central. Ball is on the floor, and the Dragons recover, but throw it out of bounds. It'll be South Central basketball here. 6 minutes, 52 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 4-0 deficit for the Satellites.
Yeah, that's
Draw
definitely
inbound.
seems to lots of bodies on the floor at the Satellites gym.
Some good effort on it early. Got Huerta top key now running the offense. He attacks right side, kicks corner, Straw, triple is good. Satellites on the board. It's 4-3 with 6:29 here to go in the first quarter. The Argos push the other way in transition. And they do. They convert down the lane quickly to J.J. Morris on the cut. Beautiful play there for the Dragons. South Central the other way. And a quick layup is up and in.
I feel like the Satellites are making some pretty smart decisions here, and they're able to lock down their shots and capitalize on it. Their defense seems to be a little not where it needs to be, but it looks like they switched to a man, which I think will help them a lot.
South Central now the other way. And we are going to have a whistle. We're going to have a body on the floor. Straw was hit, and we'll have a side out for South Central.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great job here early for South Central. Driving right there, getting the three in the corner. I mean, it's been great playmaking right here.
Oh,
And guys, I don't have a number 10 on the varsity roster here for South Central. I wonder if that is Kevin Hildley up from junior varsity. I am not sure there, but now we have the Dragons back the other way in transition.
10 is Kevin Higley, and
Good to know.
he's swinging tonight.
Thank you, Raina.
Yeah, I think the
And now
Satellites play much better defense, and man, I don't think their zone is where it needs to be. I don't think they're able to cover perimeters and the lane when they do zone, but in man, they do very well.
defense here has been solid for the Satellites. Nothing too concerning I've seen. Side out here now for the Dragons.
Yeah, and I mean, great job here early for the Satellites to, keep this game close. Argos look like they might run away with it, but I mean, the Satellites, you look up and they're only down 1.
Right, yeah, for a minute there, it kind of looked like the Satellites didn't have it together, but it was really, really relieving to see that they were able to respond.
The corner triple definitely, giving some momentum for a Satellites team that needed it early.
And a great take from, he's number 10, right, the swinger. I mean, that was a great little move he did for a pretty easy layup.
Yeah. Kevin Higley up from JV tonight in the starting lineup for the Satellites. Some
And
young guys here late in the season. Set to come out of the timeout. It'll be Dragons basketball on the side out. Set to inbound is number 3, Nate Manikowski. Here we go. Top key, that's Sean Richard. He kicks back to Manikowski. In the corner, shot is up and in. That is Elijah Osborne here. Pushing up quickly, though, is the Satellites. Huerta in the corner. Backing down Morris, the 6'6 defender. Oh, he lost his man, though, and that ball is out of bounds. It'll go the other way to the Dragons. Not what you want to see. Down 4.
I do not like the Satellites in a 2-3 defense. I really think that they're a man defense team.
Height could be an issue. I am not too sure on the coaching. But we shall see how it fares out going throughout the rest of the game.
Right, yeah. I think also the Satellites really need to work on closeouts. They're just not quite quick enough to, and that leads to a lot of just wide open threes.
And as you were speaking, Raina, Tyler Morris hitting the triple, putting us down 7 here with 4:28 in the first quarter. Satellites would like an answer here on this possession.
Right, and it's good that the Satellites are slowing it down right now. They kind of fall into a trap of push, push, push. But this is a good time. It's kind of getting away from them a little bit, so they need to slow it down and be more methodical with how they're playing.
And we are going to have a jump ball possession arrow in favor of the Dragons. So it'll be their basketball here with a chance to continue to build an early lead with 4:03 here in the first quarter.
Ball possession to Satellites.
Yeah, and I think for South Central, the defense hasn't really been
possession arrow in favor of South Central.
Yeah, I think the defense the defense really hasn't been bad. It's more like Argos has been getting some quality shots and they've been knocking them down.
Yeah, the open triples, they've been getting them off ball movement, which has been looking good early for the Dragons. Higley now top of the key for the Satellites, left side. Now he kicks to Huerta, who pulls the off-balance jumper, can't hit. Higley saves it. Rebound, Huerta up and in. Beautiful play from the freshman, saving a play that was dead.
Yeah, he pretty much said, "Look what I found," and gave it to Huerta.
And that's the hustle that you want the Satellites to have, that hustle to jump out of bounds to try to get the ball back in.
But the Argos come down and answer, the Dragons come down and answer right away. But Kevin Higley the other way in transition. Satellites playing quick. Huerta now top key. Back to Higley in the corner. He kicks down low. South Central puts up layup, cannot hit. Rebound for the Dragons. They push quickly in transition. And he is fouled. Sean Richard will go to the stripe with a chance to make it a 9-point lead with 3 minutes, 2 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
think the Satellites need a bit stronger of centers. They don't really ever utilize them, I don't feel like. And I think it, one, causes turnovers and leaves a lot of plays kind of open.
I agree with that, Raina. And we actually had an under the basket inbound as it was an on the ball foul against the Satellites.
Oh, and just
Good shot there.
And Higley.
yeah.
Oh, no. That ball bounced in there for the Dragons as they were able to extend a lead 16-7. Higley the other way in transition running point. You've got Straw right side now. Top of the key, he moved. Attacking his defender. He's low in the paint. He kicks to Huerta, top of the key. Huerta dribbles in. He kicks Straw. Corner triple. No good. Rebounds. 3 South Central defenders there. And Huerta went up and he drew a foul. And he will go to the line for sure with the chance to give the Satellites some points here with 2 minutes, 26 seconds to go in the first quarter, down 9.
I think the aggression level that the Satellites have right now is perfect. They're hustling, but they're not like overexerting themselves. Getting those rebounds. Rebounds is really all about hustle, and if you want it, you'll get it. And I think the Satellites recognize that rebounds are a big part of their game, so they need to get them.
And we have a substitution. Braden Grass out. Derek Welsh in. First one is up and in for the Satellites. The second one is off. We got a whistle here. And are we going to have a lane violation? We will have a lane violation.
I was very confused because sometimes they just call a whistle after like they miss a basket, and I never understood why.
There, looks like the defender jumped into the lane a bit early, so it'll be a chance to redeem himself for Mr. Huerta here. Shot is up. And
I thought the crowd went dead silent.
We had a little bit of a cutout there. But Huerta redeems himself and cuts the lead to 7 with 2 minutes, 33 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Left side now for the Dragons. They kick top of the key. That's Tyler Morris. He attacks his defender. He kicks left side. Richard triple. No good. Rebound Welsh. He pushes the other way now for the Satellites quickly. He's got numbers. He attacks the lane, puts it up. Can't convert at the rim. Tough one there for Welsh. Now pushing quickly the other way is the Dragons. And they're able to convert on the other way as Richard redeems himself for the missed triple on the possession before. Pushing it up, Higley. Triple for South Central. No good. They are rushing a little bit offensively here. Triple for the Dragons is off. Argo.
Yeah, and it's just been really fast tempo for both teams in the last couple possessions.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's not the way Satellites should go. I think in general they get pretty tired pretty quick, and that, you know, obviously affects every aspect of the game. So I do think that they should be slowing it down. Fast breaks are not really their thing. And I feel like the other team is kind of a run and gun team, just how they've been playing. If they see an open lane, they're going to take it. So they need to focus on slowing it down so that their defense and offense can get set.
South Central now will bring it back the other way. Looks to set up a little bit more of an offense. And a reach-in foul here against the Argos.
Satellites are getting great foul calls, too. 4-1.
Just got to capitalize. If we're able to get to the stripe, I think the Satellites will fare well here. We got some good free throw shooters.
Yeah, they're solid at the three-point line.
Higley. He kicks right side. Welsh attacks the rim, can't convert. Argos will push the other way.
Yeah, that was a great take. It's just execution.
Off balance attempt is no good there for the Argos, pushing the other way as the Satellites. Huerta looking to set it up. Welsh will pull a triple and hit. Derek Welsh for 3, and the lead is cut to 6. 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. The Satellites are not going to go down easy.
Yeah, and I mean, Derek Welsh, he hardly didn't do anything last game, so it's a good sign there from Welsh.
I agree, Dusty. Got to get a stop here. And keep building momentum if you're the Satellites. And you do. They get the steal. They push the other way. And we are going to have a foul against Richard. And the Satellites are looking to build some momentum here with 16 seconds to go. Here in the first quarter, we'll have a side out.
That was just really smart defense there. Just the Satellites were in the right places. They understood, one pass away, you're blocking it, and they got it.
I agree, and we got Huerta now, top key.
Yeah, and I think you really want to get the last shot here if possible.
And so, after one quarter of play, the Argos lead the Satellites 18-12, but we got ourselves a matchup. We will be right back here.
Great game so far.
We got a performance from the cheerleaders here at the intermission of the first and second quarter.
I think the Satellites have pleasantly surprised me in this game. I think a lot of things I thought that they would mess up on, they haven't been. So it's really nice to kind of see their development over just this season has been like pretty big. At the beginning of the season, they had probably more turnovers than they had points. The turnovers were bad, and now they've really kept that to a minimum and really honestly forced a lot more teams to not get those scoreless possessions.
Yeah, and quick shout out to All Star Autos, of course. But I mean, you kind of expected Argos to blow out the Satellites based on record, but I mean the Satellites have really shown that they're definitely better than their record, and they can hang with a team like the Argos Dragons.
And so we have them listed here as the Argos. I saw on Max Preps they are the Dragons. So we got ourselves a little bit of a debate. I'm going to call them the Argos. I think we'll run with that. But we got Sean Richard now up at the top of the key.
Yeah, Dragons sound too mystical for basketball.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the Argos Dragons. I mean, I'm pretty sure.
I agree, but we shall find out at halftime. Colin Moore now top of the key for South Central. He kicks to Welsh. Back to Ward. Down low. And it'll stay here at South Central. Out of bounds off the Argos. Inbound, stolen away for the Argos. They push quickly in transition. That's Richard. He can't convert on the fast break layup. You got Welsh the other way quickly. Setting up the offense now is South Central. He kicks to Colin Ward. Back to Welsh. To Huerta. He attacks the paint. Can't convert at the rim. Rebound for the Argos. They push the other way. Richard now. Richard kicks to the corner. He's got his man Osborne. Osborne picks up his dribble back to Richard. Top of the key, attacks right side.
Yeah, and great pace for both teams here, but I mean South Central is just unable to convert on the other end, and I mean it looks like that's going to be a foul, offensive foul.
Moving screen issued against the Argos, so it'll be South Central basketball down 6, looking to get their first bucket here in the second quarter. Bringing it up now is point guard Colin Ward. Ward. He kicks to Huerta. Huerta now. He attacks his man. Dribble penetration. Puts up the floater. No good. Rebound Tyler Morris.
I think the height is kind of getting to the Satellites.
Oh my. We're gonna have a foul
I say all
here.
ball on that one, but
Yeah, you say get that out of here. Hey, okay.
I agree there. They got it. You're gonna, do anything here to intimidate a little bit against a team that's a little bit bigger than you.
Yeah, I was just saying, I think their height is kind of getting to them. A lot of their inbound plays are kind of just like lobbing it past half court, and I feel like they can do a lot better than that. But I do understand it's a bit hard when, you have like, what is he, 6'4"? Number 5, he's just like towering over everyone else. That's a hard player to play against.
South Central, though, doing their best, especially on the offensive boards. They've snagged a couple there. Manikowski will split the pair, and Colin Ward will take his time, let the offense set up. Ward now. You got Huerta on the screen right. Using it is Ward. Ward now. He kicks left side. Huerta. Attack. Draws the foul. Puts it up and in and one.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Jay Huerta needs to do. I mean, if he's able to catch fire the way he did in the last game, I think the South Central Satellites are in good position to win this.
Chance here to cut the lead to 4 with 5 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the second quarter. Huerta now.
Yeah, Huerta's not a good one to foul either because he's pretty solid from the free throw line. I should have waited till he was done with this to talk about it, but
it gets the best of us, Raina.
I know, it's my bad.
5-point deficit here, 5 minutes, 25 seconds to go. You got Tyler Morris top the key, finds his man down low, and we are going to have an and one of their own as the Argos answer right back down low. And a chance to extend the lead to 8 now. As Luke Stults gets on the board for the first time this evening. And just when the Satellites were building momentum, the Argos come back and answer it with a 3-point play of their own. 8-point deficit now for the Satellites as Colin Ward takes his time once again. Looks to be a 2-3 defense. Huerta, shot fake, triple, basket is off, rebound, Manikowski. Manikowski now kicks to Morris. J.J. Morris. Shot is up and off for Manikowski, rebound South Central. We got Colin Ward now. Ward, top of the key. He kicks to Clayton Straw. He kicks to Welsh. Welsh dribbles in. He kicks. Huerta, Straw in the corner, dribbling down low. He puts the shot up and off. Rebound to the Argos. Tough one there.
It's so frustrating because they're doing a really good job up until the shooting part. And that's where everything matters. I totally understand how frustrating that is as a team. Of getting these solid plays, being able to drive, getting these open layups, getting the open threes, but just not being able to hit them. It makes you feel like you're playing a lot better than what your score is saying.
I agree there, Raina. And they keep getting chances, though, as the travel is issued against the Argos, and the Satellites will take it back the other way, still down 8. With a chance to keep it close here with 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Higley, a travel of his own, and the ball will head the other way. J.J. Morris set to bring it up for the Argos. He will take his time. The big man, the big point guard. Tough matchup to have a ball handler at 6'6". Here in high school especially. Top of the key now, AJ Mills. He kicks to J.J. Morris. Morris tries to float it, find his man underneath the basket. He is unable to. The pass floated out of bounds. It'll be Satellites basketball now with 3 minutes, 54 seconds to go here in the second quarter.
They did the same thing as each other. Do you see that? It was like they were twinning right there.
Yeah, it kind of looked like both of them wanted to get the ball right there.
Yeah.
Just bounced out.
Higley now, top of the key. He kicks to Huerta. Huerta now, he kicks.
I'm thinking now they need to take it in a lot more because they're in bonus. So they need to be a lot more. And they only have 3 fouls. So they have a lot of fouls to give.
And another travel is issued here against the Satellites. Got to clean it up. Can't, they keep getting chances here to cut the lead. Eventually, the Argos are going to answer, and that would not be good. But they're able to force a steal. Jay Huerta, other way in transition, putting it up. Can't hit. Gets his own rebound. And has it stripped away. J.J. Morris the other way in transition.
Unfortunate.
We're going to have a foul on the floor here. Blocking foul issued against the Satellites.
Yeah, that missed layup is pretty crushing.
Yeah, that's a momentum-building play the Satellites will want to get back. Just got to keep defending, keep it with it. J.J. Morris now, he finds his man underneath. He can't hit, gets his own board, puts it up and in. Argos 24, Satellites 14. Derek Welsh now the other way in transition for the Satellites. He kicks to Kimmel. To Huerta now, left side. Huerta, top of the key. Right side, Welsh. Excuse me, left side, Welsh. Higley. Back to Welsh in the corner. Down low, he finds his man. Grass off the glass. It's up and in. Raining Grass is on the board.
I think, especially in this game, the Satellites are playing a lot better at a slower pace, so I'm really happy that they've been very patient on offense.
Down 8, but this team has looked good. Just got to clean it up here with 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Keep going after it, cut the leads shortly, and, they will be in this in the second half. But they can't do that. They can't turn the ball over. J.J. Morris quickly the other way in transition. Reach and foul on the floor. Substitution now, Straw out. Lautenbach in for the Satellites here with 2 minutes, 8 seconds to go here in the second quarter. We'll have an underneath the basket inbound for the Argos up 10, looking to keep building on their lead.
Looks tired or hurt? I think he's just tired, though.
I don't think he's taken a rest here yet this evening. Yeah. But they're going to keep giving him the ball as he backs down his defender, but he has it stripped away. South Central with the double team on the tired J.J. Morris is Huerta. Will put it up. Oh, no. Rebound. Lautenbach puts it up and in. He cleans up Jay Huerta's mess, and it's an 8-point deficit. Morris the other way. He attacks, finding his man. It's Manikowski. Manikowski kicks. Morris underneath. He can't hit down South Central. They push the other way quickly in transition. Straw. To Huerta. Huerta triple. Oh, no good. Rebound off Morris. That'll be out of bounds. It'll be Satellites basketball. Minute to go, down 8. Chance to build some momentum here to go into half.
Yeah, and I think South Central really needs to get a good look right here because they've been down 8 for a while, it seems like. They really need to cut this to 6 or 5. And oof.
Right at the rim, South Central cannot convert a rebound, and the Argos will go the other way. It's Morris against Straw.
I think as long as they don't let the lead increase in this next minute, they will be sitting pretty well for the second half.
Morris can't hit. He's a little cold right now. Trailer. Huerta is able to get past the man. Up court now for the Satellites. Oh, no, that's a force. Morris the other way in transition. He hits the layup. It is good. And it's a 10-point lead now for the Argos. It's Higley. Higley losing his dribble, getting it back now. He finds Straw in the corner. Clayton Straw, who's hit a triple tonight. Straw, top of the key. Back to Higley. And they are looking to take the final shot, down 10. Kimmel. Straw in the corner with 14 seconds remaining. Straw, top of the key. He kicks to Higley. Higley calling for the screen from Huerta. Higley attacks to the paint, off the rim, no good. Rebound Morris. 2 seconds, 1 second, and we will head to half with the Argos up 10 against the Satellites. It is a 28-18 deficit for your South Central Satellites here from the launch pad. Dusty, Raina, what is South Central going to do here to get in it and win this game here in the second half?
I mean, I think, right, I think it's kind of hard because I feel like the Satellites have been playing a pretty even game. There has been times where it's a bit too excited. There has been times when it's really slow. It's really just whether or not they make their shot is how good they're playing. It also goes with their defense. When they make a shot, when they had that little bit of run towards the end of the second quarter, they were playing good defense. It was just they had turnovers on their offense that shifted the momentum back to them. So I honestly just think they need to sit in their locker room for a little bit and then come back out and shoot to try to get that figured out.
Yeah, I mean, they would get stops on the defense, but they just wouldn't be able to convert, on the offense, and they had some pretty good looks. The shots just weren't able to go down. And I mean, this game, I mean, it's closer than a lot of people thought it would be. Some people thought it would be a blowout, but I mean, they're still hanging in there. And I mean, South Central, they just really need to have a good second half, so they have a chance to win this.
The third quarter is the time for the Satellites to bring it back. I think they typically do okay during the third quarter, but that's the worst quarter for the Argos. So that's going to be the time where they're going to have to clear that deficit. And then the fourth quarter, I feel like Stroud will. Oh, that's okay. Stroud will be able to lead the team there like he normally does.
Representing Rockets is Nia Anthony.
We have homecoming. I'm not sure what's going on here from South Central High School.
Yeah, it seems like homecoming court. I don't think homecoming is this late, though. I think it's in October.
It
Prom?
usually is, but some type of celebration going on here at halftime.
I think it's prom.
It might be. A decent turnout here for a late season matchup on a weekday as well. Good to see the fans here support their team as they're only down 10 with a chance here in the second half to come back and win this ball game.
So should we ask Josh if it's the Argus or the Argus Dragons?
I think that would be a good idea.
Representing women's satellite volleyball team is Rachel Schaefer.
I don't know if Josh can hear us.
Josh isn't in the thing, in the stream.
It looks like it's the Argos. I see Argos.
I mean, because on the app it says
Argos
right here it says Dragons. It says Dragons All-Star Reporter, and his name is Ryan Nifong. So I mean, and then they have a logo that's a dragon. So I'm pretty sure it's the Dragons.
International Thespian Society's Ava Zerniak.
I think it's just
Argos
that
is the
Josh.
name of their team. The Dragons is their mascot.
Yeah, I think Josh put Argus on the thing, and then he put satellites on the other side, so it looked like the Argus, but he should have put Dragons and then satellites.
Yeah, it just threw me off a bit, but could be good.
Also representing Drama Club is their escort, Walton Ward. Representing Academic Super Bowl is Carissa Richardson. Representing Yearbook.
Did you guys get to go to prom?
I did not. I graduated high school in 2020. They did not have a prom for me. I had a drive-through graduation as well. So not for me.
These young men and
Yeah,
women are such an
I
asset
went
to
to a
your
small high
club
school, so
and
we
to
had a
South
junior senior
Central.
prom. And my
Candidates, thank
junior
you for all your
year
hard
was when
work and
COVID happened.
dedication to your
And it was
club
like
and
literally the
to
week
our
before
school.
was the week where they sent us home one day and was like,
The
okay, we might
mob is
have not
moment
school. We
that
might not
we've
have school
all been
tomorrow.
waiting
And then we
for.
never had school. So
Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
missed
the
that prom. And then obviously all of
2023
senior year, they weren't going to do
Stults,
that.
the
So they
South
technically
Central
had a
boys
prom, but no
basketball
one went.
star.
So
Bennett.
what
Yeah,
about
Oh
you,
we'll
wow!
go
I
in
Dusty?
the
mean,
history books for that one.
yeah,
Mhm.
I had prom. Like that's crazy that neither of y'all were able to
And our
experience
snow
that.
queen is ladies
I know,
satellite
right?
basketball star Olivia
That's
Mars.
quintessential, high
It's
school
just
experience.
yeah, it's just in the COVID times. I mean, COVID kind of messed up like everything when it was around.
Yeah, I did kind of enjoy it though, because I felt like I had a lot of free time. My high school is pretty hard, so
Just want
getting
to
a
give a
break
quick
from it.
shout out to our sponsors, Werner Farms, Jody Gaja Real Estate and Design. Two of our big sponsors here on Reagan's Corner Sports Network.
Congratulations, Olivia Mold and all the members of the Snow King Queen Corps.
Another shout out to Tolman Financial, another sponsor here on Reagan's Corner Sports Network.
Satellites with that connection is Thursday, February 16th, as they travel to Culver High School to take the Cavaliers to the varsity football at 5:30 p.m.
And as you hear the horns go off here, we should be set to begin play soon enough here in the second half, with the Satellites trailing by 10, 28-18. Shots are going up. You'd like to see the Satellites hit a decent amount of their warm-up shots and get some momentum building on their own before they start play here. Can't forget our Werner Farms player to watch, J.J. Morris. He's had himself a little quiet first half, but he's played a facilitator role for sure. Looking to find his man down low, find his men down low, and use the size advantage a little bit against South Central. And then the other way, Huerta, he's had some aggressive takes to the rim. Hasn't been able to convert yet, but he's someone who could have a big second half here and carry South Central to a possible victory. We shall see.
Yeah, Horta really at any time can get hot. I don't think. I kind of think it's more of not an if but a when. I feel like he will this game. Every game he plays in, he has a pretty big impact on it. So I'm looking to see maybe a little bit more hustle out of him. I think he's a very well-tempered player, but if you could give a little bit more energy, he'll be all that much better.
Yep.
Dang, 6'5" in high school. He's a senior, right? Yeah.
6'6", actually, according to
Oh.
Max Preps. He's got a little bit of a beef with Reagan's Corner Sports Network.
I mean, I guess when you're above 6 foot, it doesn't really matter what number you say after that. Definitely, there's not much of a difference between 6'6" and 6'5", I think.
I think it matters to him, but we shall let that one leave up to JJ. And we are set to begin play here in the second half. The refs set to blow their whistle and get the players out on the court. It will be satellite basketball, I think.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. They had
Yes,
a lot
it
of
shall. It'll be Clayton Straw set to inbound for the Satellites here. Got Jay Huerta set to run point.
I think he does a good job at point guard.
Huerta now. Oh, no. Not the way you want to start the second half, as we have a turnover out of bounds off Colin Ward. It'll be Sean Richard bringing it up the other way for the Dragons of Argo High School. Here we go. Richard, he kicks to Morris. Morris throws it out of bounds. So we have some sloppy basketball to start the second half for both teams as turnovers back to back. And South Central will bring it the other way. Huerta. Colin Ward now left side. Ward. He kicks to Straw. Straw attacks his man. Underneath. And one count the basket.
Yeah, nice little backdoor there.
Converting at the rim.
Backdoors are always my favorite because it's just such an easy shot. It's surprising.
And there you go. Satellites on their first attempt converting at the rim and converting at the line. A 3-point play for Derek Welsh, and the lead is cut to 7 with 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Richard the other way now. Richard kicks to the corner. Richard top of the key now. He dribbles, attacks his man. And they get converting the layup that was Manikowski for the Argos, or excuse me, for the Dragons. Huerta looking to answer the other way, not able to. They push quickly in transition. Manikowski all the way to the rim, drawing the foul. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it back to a double-digit deficit with 6:46 to go.
Yeah, pretty okay foul there.
Yeah, no, you don't want to give any free buckets and hope for a miss here from Manikowski. Nate. Manikowski, the senior, hits both of them. And Colin Ward will push the other way. Ward. Top of the key now. He kicks to Welsh. Welsh attacks left side. Double team now from Morris. Or excuse me, from Richard. And we're going to have a foul on the floor. It'll be a block against Sean Richard. It'll be baseline out of bounds with Straw set to inbound.
Yeah, and it looks like South Central has been a little more aggressive here in the second half, and I really think that they need to keep that up to, create possessions.
And Derek Welsh with 5 points here in the second half, doing his best to keep the Satellites in this ball game.
I don't think Satellites often get those points either, so it's nice to see them not just lobbing that inbound pass it and trying to use it a little better.
Morris, right side. He kicks to Osborne. Corner triple. Manikowski is good. And the Argo Dragons have taken a bigger lead here. It's 35-23, largest lead for the Argo Dragons. You've got Ward left side now. 2-3 zone still working here against the Satellites. Huerta left. He kicks. Welsh, triple, off. Rebound out of bounds, and it'll go the other way. Dragon basketball with 5:27 to go. Here we go. Other way now for the Dragons. Top of the key, that's Richard. Richard kicks to Morris. Has it stolen away. Colin Ward will go the other way in transition. One-on-one matchup. He puts it up and in. Satellites 25. Dragons 35.
Hopefully that's
Yeah.
able to give them some momentum and confidence in their layups.
Yeah, definitely, Raina. As Colin Ward, he becomes a little bit aggressive. I think Ward, when he gets aggressive, he can create some shots.
Have we seen
Richard,
Bennett?
right side, backing down Huerta.
Yeah, I mean, Bennett, is he even on the floor?
I don't think we've seen him on the floor yet.
I don't think he's in this game.
No, you saw Kevin Higley in the starting lineup in the place of Colton Bennett.
That's
Interesting.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
We miss you, Bennett. All right.
You would have definitely liked his height here in this matchup as Manikowski gets another look at the corner, can't hit. Rebound loose. Recovered by the Dragons. In the corner again is the Dragons. They kick top the key, that's Osborne. Osborne finding Manikowski. Back to Osborne at the top of the key. Morris defended closely by Straw. He's done a great job tonight. You got Manikowski now. A lot of ball movement here for the Dragons, trying to get a good look on their second attempt. Shot is up, off, blocked by South Central. They get their own rebound. And we're going to have an over-the-back foul issued as Derek Welsh was not letting that pass get down low. Good defensive effort. You got to like the foul there, even though Welsh has been playing well. Don't
Ryan, that was pretty good patient defense there. You could tell that they were just looking for a wide open thing, but the Satellites are doing really well in staying one pass away on the court. And
Richard off a nice little play there. He comes in off the inbounds and hits the triple against South Central. And we're going to have a traveling violation here against South Central as they are unable to get a shot up there. And the Argo Dragons will head the other way in transition. It's Richard running the point. He attacks down low all the way to the rim. He kicks corner. Richard gets the ball again now at the top of the key. Ball movement is a thing right now for the Dragons. Morris down low, puts it up and in off the glass. It's a 15-point deficit. The Satellites need to answer. Taking their time, though. South Central looking to get a shot here. And you've got Colin Ward now, who could possibly heat up here. He's got a bucket in the second half. Likes to attack the rim. Setting up the offense. He kicks Higley. Ward attacking. Dribble in. Back out. Looking down low. He's got Lautenbach. Huerta triple. No good. Rebound. That's Grass. Huerta. Down low to Higley. Higley. Backing down his man. Putting the shot up. No good. Rebound South Central again. That's Higley. Grass. Top of the key. He kicks down low to Lautenbach. Lautenbach to Ward. Top of the key now. He'll let the offense develop.
Yeah, this has been a very long possession here for South Central. They're just trying to get a shot to go down.
I'm sorry, but I just
have an offensive foul issued against South Central, putting an end to that very lengthy possession.
Foul.
I think it was pretty clear that whole time, like what I was talking about before the center, they had a play. You could see that he was setting a screen and then he was posting up, but no one passed to him when he was open. He doesn't really do moves. He doesn't seem confident doing moves. But when they were passing it to him, he was able to, create good passes outside the 3-point that could have resulted in some points.
And a blocking foul against South Central. It'll be baseline out of bounds for the Dragons, up 15 with 1:40 to go here in the third quarter. And we are going to have an offensive foul. Looks like a pusher hook against Nate Manikowski. Team's third foul here in the second half. And Colin Ward will bring it up for South Central. Colin Ward now. Ward.
Yeah, and I'm kind of wondering where the student section is. Like, especially they're not even standing.
I know. Yeah, I guess they
been a
just
rough
had too much
season,
fun at the
Dusty.
other game.
And we are going to have a timeout here with 1:16 to go.
I mean, the last game they were all there and they were
It was
standing.
packed. The
Yeah,
whole
I mean,
place was
I'm
packed.
I'm thinking that it's because it's Valentine's Day. I'm like, that's most likely
Right?
why.
People are like out.
Yeah, they're out doing other things.
Yeah.
Because it's been packed like the entire season, especially last game.
I feel like there's the same amount of like parents and stuff, but you're right. The student section seems a little
A
dull.
little dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very unusual for South Central.
Mm-hmm. It was very loud too. The last game was pretty loud.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, especially the student section, I think cheering them on, it really helped them stay in that ball game.
For sure. I think that definitely helped them kind of pick things up when they were falling behind towards the end.
Absolutely. And we are set to begin play again here with 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Excuse me, 1:25 to go. The clock throwing me off. I thought we were behind.
No, I thought there was 2 seconds left too.
Thought we were behind and they edited it, but we were on time and they were wrong. And you've got Huerta now left side. He kicks. That's Kimmel. Kimmel finding Colin Ward in the corner. Ward, cross-court pass to Kimmel. Dangerous look. Gets it there. Ward finding Huerta. Huerta splitting the defense a little bit. He kicks back to Ward. Ward to Kimmel. Kimmel triple is good.
Yeah, great possession there for South Central, able to pass it around and finally find the open man and we're able to knock this shot down.
South Central
Honestly,
down 12 with 30 seconds to go, and they get the steal. Colin Ward the other way in transition. Ward to Huerta, triple, no good. Rebound.
Huerta's been a little short all day today.
Yeah, I think that was the one right there. I think Huerta kind of needed to knock that one down.
Yeah, I would agree. Kind of to get
And
that
in a
back to
4-on-1 defensive situation, South Central fouling. JJ Morris there. Not ideal. You'd like to force the turnover on a 4-on-1, but it'll be baseline out of bounds quickly.
The odds of you getting a call, though, on 4-on-1 is pretty high.
Pushing the other way now, South Central 5, 4. Shot is up. Shot is off. And the Satellites will be down 12, 48-28, heading into the fourth quarter here on Regan's Corner Sports Network.
Yeah, and I mean, just short once again for Jay Huerta. I mean, both of those shots could have, kept the momentum going for the Satellites. But not only that, it could have got them within single digits.
In general,
And
both teams have kind of either picked a very slow pace or a very fast pace. So it's pretty interesting seeing kind of both in each quarter.
Yeah, Raina, and only a 12-point game. I mean, if South Central can get a couple possessions string together and get a couple stops, I mean, they can really make this a ball game.
I'd like to see Jay Huerta put that ball in the basket here. He's been short, like Raina said. If he can find his stroke here in the fourth quarter, I think the Satellites put on a comeback effort here. That's just my prediction. We will see what unfolds as the fourth quarter is set to begin here at the launching pad in South Central Indiana.
They have solid body language right now too, so I can kind of tell that they seem like they're still in it, which is a big part of being able to break down a sizable lead.
Osborne now top of the key for the Dragons. He kicks left side. Cross-court pass Manikowski. 2-3 defense still rolling for both teams. Manikowski defended by Kimmel. And Sean Richard off a beautifully designed off-ball movement play there for the Dragons. Quickly, though, South Central the other way in transition. It's Straw, and he has an aggressive attempt up and in off the glass. Timeout, Dragons. 12-point deficit for the Satellites still with 7:16 to go in the fourth quarter.
Stults makes some baskets sometimes that I've just thrown off guard. I feel like that one was the weirdest form, and yet easy.
Yeah, and I mean, the South Central coach looks a little bit livid as he didn't like that defensive possession on the other end. I mean, and you kind of see why, because, a back door like that, I mean, it kind of looked really easy there for Argos.
Yeah, I mean, that play is designed for doors, so you just have to be aware of where you are in the court and don't get pushed too far up. Because that's exactly what that play is designed to do.
I think he knows his guys can win this game, and he is just full of emotion and trying to put that emotion into his players with a 12-point deficit here with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. We're going to have a reach-in foul against J.J. Morris as he was about to go to the paint. South Central playing a little bit aggressive maybe now that their coach has let them know.
Right, yeah, sometimes you just need to get yelled at a little bit, and then you have some more energy.
Yeah, and I mean, like, with high school basketball, there's not really a shot clock, so Argos can just, run this clock down all the way if they really wanted to.
I think we've seen the Satellites hold the ball for like over 3 minutes when they were playing a previous team.
Let me just say, South Central has done a great job on J.J. Morris tonight. It's been a team effort, but he really hasn't blown up the stat sheet.
Yeah, I agree.
Colin Ward triple. Oh, that was a good look. He can't hit. Rebound the other way. Manikowski and one. He had that tough foul there issued against Straw as Manikowski had the advantage and converts. And it'll be a and-one attempt.
I think this is where it's sort of make or break for the Satellites, whether or not they can respond very quickly.
And we were a bit behind there. South Central, after a TV delay, scores a bucket of their own off the missed free throw from the Dragons. It's 32-44, 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, so great response there for the Satellites as they get it back to 12, but I mean, they really can't be trading buckets here. They really have to get a stop right here.
Morris defended by Straw. Morris to the lane. He kicks. My camera angle is not moving. I think we're going to have an and one. Yes, we will. That'll be Richard going to the line. No and one. Excuse me. The basket did not go in. So it'll be 2 free throws with the Satellites trailing by 12 with 5 minutes, 48 seconds to go.
This might be a 1-and-1. And he knocked.
No.
Oh.
Okay, so. Okay, all right. I was trying to see the scoreboard there. The basket is good, and it's a 3-point play. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. But South Central misses on the other way, and it'll be the Dragons pushing in transition. Richard kicks.
Yeah, it looks like the score operator.
Luke Stults.
The score operator
Morris
had it wrong in the last
Straw.
one.
And it seems like the strong interior defense that we have seen from the Satellites all game has turned into fouls, which is something that, unfortunately, we can't have. Down 15 with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, they have their defense hasn't been very disciplined in these last few minutes. Obviously, due to being tired. They're running new stuff. They're running some pretty quick offensive plays that I think we just can't keep up with.
Morris splits the pair there, and it's a 16-point game with 5 to go. Here at the launching pad, Higley to Ward. Ward kicks to the corner. Shot is up from grass, and that one is off. Rebound, Morris. He finds his man way down court. That's Manikowski. Manikowski puts it up. Get it. Rebound is fought, and foul issued against South Central. It'll be a loose ball foul, and it'll be Dragons basketball. 16-point lead with 4:45 to go. It'll be 1-1.
What a spot-on pass that was. One-handed sort of side.
First one up and in. Second one up and in as well. It is an 18-point deficit now for South Central. 4:43 to go. Colin Ward now the other way. Ward off the screen from Braden Grass. Almost a triple team in their corner against the freshman Higley. He gets it out of there. Straw now left side. Straw kicks to Ward. Ward. Bennett by Manikowski. Ward down the paint. Straw, corner, triple. It is good. Clayton Straw for 3. It is a 15-point deficit now for South Central as they cut in to what's been a rough fourth quarter lead. J.J. Morris again. South Central forcing a tough miss. Rebound, Manikowski. Floater, good. 35-52 now. Colin Ward quickly the other way. Higley, a nice layup on the go. The answer. 37-52 now. South Central with some offense, but they got to have the defense to match.
Yeah, and great aggression there by Higley, able to get the shot in the lane.
And like you said, Dustin, you can't be trading buckets as Stults hits there. Now we push the other way. Higley again. He finds Colin Ward in the corner for 3. Basket, no good. Rebound. Rebound for the Dragons, and we're going to have a loose ball foul against South Central. It'll go the other way for free throws now with 3 minutes, 13 seconds to go. And, guys, it looks like this one is getting a bit out of hand here in the fourth quarter.
Right. I honestly think it's the Satellites have been doing a good job of not having this happen earlier in the game. It totally could have gotten under control or out of control at the beginning. We saw a lot of times that it could have, and the Satellites have done a good job up until this point of really responding pretty well.
I agree. The free throws were good. It's a 19-point deficit now with 3 minutes, 8 seconds to go. Straw the other way. Higley now. Higley playing aggressive, backing down his defender, drawing the foul on the floor. Kevin Higley, who's up from JV. I love the effort. He has had himself a nice little ball game here in what could be a debut for next season for varsity.
Yeah, and I mean, the Satellites have kept this game close, the entire game. Just in this fourth quarter, it's just kind of got away from them a little bit.
Colin Ward now in the corner for South Central. Dangerous pass across to Straw. He gets it there. Straw backing down Morris against the big man. He is blocked at the rim. It'll be Manikowski, who's been in transition all game. Yeah! Ooh, I thought Ward got the block. The ref calls the foul with 3 minutes to go. It'll be Manikowski headed to the line with a chance to continually extend the lead for the Argos. First shot is up and in for the 6-foot senior, Nate Manikowski. Second one is up and in. He goes 2 for 2, and it's a 21-point deficit with 2:43 to go. South Central just looking to get some good offensive looks here, something to build on to go into the next game if you're South Central. Huerta triple. Can he get it going? No, it's off. Rebound the other way. It'll be Richard bringing it up with 2:24 to go here in the fourth quarter. Richard kicks to Osborne. Osborne to Stults. He kicks to Morris. Morris, defended by Straw, who's done a great job on him tonight. He kicks, finds his man for the bucket. That's Luke Stults. And Straw the other way quickly in transition. He puts up a layup. It is short, gets his own board. He kicks to Higley. Higley draws the foul at the rim. He'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, as you're saying before, Higley has really stepped up to the plate here being on varsity. He really, honestly, has been pretty involved in most of the plays that resulted in scoring.
If he stepped in for Bennett, he's done quite a job. I'm not sure the situation, but if that was the game plan, I think he has done the best he could and he excelled.
I agree. He's kind of one of the shorter people on the court, and I've seen him get quite a few rebounds, which just shows kind of the hustle. And I think that's kind of common for swingers, right? They want to prove themselves on the court, and I think he definitely did tonight. Yay.
South Central getting the board, putting it up and in.
Nice little post move there.
Lautenbach on the board here in the fourth quarter. And you like to see that. You know what? Get these guys some momentum headed into the next game. Get everyone a bucket if you can.
Right, yeah. You don't give up when you're playing. You play hard. Even if you're winning by a lot or if you're losing by a lot.
Defensively, got to keep that up, though. Dragons there getting a quick bucket at the rim, extending the lead continually. You got Straw now attacking the rim. Lautenbach rebound. He draws the foul on the offensive rebound. He'll go to the line with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, and so back to Kevin Higley. I mean, he's been doing a sensational job. I don't know if Colton Bennett, I don't know if they might have benched him, because we haven't really seen who's on the bench yet. But either way, Kevin Higley has came in and he's been a lot more aggressive than Colton Bennett has, in like the past couple of games.
Yeah, I agree. It might be a situation where Coach wants to see what he's got for next season. He knows what he's got with Bennett. Maybe he didn't know what he's got with Higley. Now he knows. Rebound to Argo. They'll go the other way. It's Richard. Richard to Manikowski. Manikowski, he kicks to Osborne, top of the key. Same guys, really, you've seen all game for the Dragons. Not a lot of substitutions.
Yeah, they do have a pretty set roster. Not a lot of switching goes on. And you can definitely tell because all of the players that are on the court are very athletic and they have a lot of endurance. So you can see that's kind of what they've been doing all year.
Kevin Higley once again to the rim for 2. 20-point game now, 30 seconds to go. And if you are the Dragons, they will try to hold it here with 24 seconds remaining. Stults, he kicks to Manikowski, Manikowski to Osborne. And guys, looking towards next game, if you're South Central, I'd like to see Kevin Higley again, maybe even in the starting lineup, but definitely off the bench. He's someone along with Huerta. If he is on, that's a guard pair that really provides a lot for the Satellites. This one is over, however, as the Argo Dragons defeat the South Central Satellites here on the road, 62-42. Here from the launching pad, a tough one as the Satellites really stayed in it until the fourth quarter where they fell apart, and the Argo Dragons were able to pull away with a 20-point victory here from South Central Indiana. Guys, any closing words here?
I think the Satellites really put pressure on them the whole game. They stayed close enough that they had to really work for it up until those last few minutes, and I'm very excited for the Satellites' future.
Yeah, I mean their next game against Culver Academy or Culver Community, excuse me. I think they can really, you know, get some momentum going into that game. I mean, they didn't do so great, but they did, some great things here today.
And guys, I agree. A tough one, but there are things that they're going to look at on film and continually build on for next game and into next season. If you're South Central, here on the All Star Autos post game show, I'm Robbie Lastella with Raina and Dusty. Guys, just a tough one here, but like we all said, something that's going to get built on going into next season. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. For Robbie Lastella, Raina, and Dusty, this has been the All Star Autos post game show on Regan's Corner Sports Network. Guys, you want to give a quick player of the game for both teams?
Ooh. Player of the game is a bit hard. I think there's two people I'm kind of cheering on, Higley and Stroud. I think I would go Stroud just because I feel like he had a lot of points that could have created some momentum for the Satellites. They just couldn't really capitalize on it. But I think he did his part of, being the energy for the team.
Yeah, I mean Stroud. I would have to go with Stroud as well because he had some big buckets. Higley, he had a pretty good game, but I think Stroud would be my player of the game.
I agree, either Higley or Stroud, but I'm going to go with Higley. I like the freshman, got to give him his credit. And then the other way for the Dragons, player of the game for them, I'm going to go Nate Manikowski. He's someone who got in transition, got active for them, especially in the fourth quarter, got to the line, and really closed this game out in a game where Morris was not as active. Anything else you guys want to touch on before we close out this All-Star Autos post-game show?
Not really. I mean, it was just a great effort by South Central. I mean, just came up short in this one.
I agree.
Alrighty, guys, for Dusty Carrasco and Raina, I am Robbie Lastella live from the All-Star Autos post-game show here on Regan's Corner Sports Network. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time. Have a good night, and happy Valentine's Day.